Theodosius V has already realized the dream of House Angelos in restoring the Roman Empire and is continuing to expand out his borders. A different man would call it a day. He has achieved the family's dream and is already the most powerful, pious, and prestigious man in the world. But Theodosius is not that man, and what he wants for House Angelos is world domination. The first target of Theodosius today is the last remaining symbol of the once dominant Norse culture, the Queen of Scotland herself. Theodosius has already taken Ireland and England as part of his conquest for the Empire of Britannia. Scotland is all that is left to fall. Once Scotland has been taken care of, it is King Manus the Hideous of Mongolia who is up next on Theodosius's hit list. Outside of the fact that this abomination has to be put down, Mongolia is also the last remaining power block outside of the Roman Empire and the key to the northeast of the known world. Theodosius will rely heavily on his vassals to shore up any existing holes inside of his empire, as well as continuing to expand outwards themselves. The last place they may need help in the eastern part of the world, however, is in taking the rest of Africa, and Theodosius will also start to focus in this theater. Welcome back, everybody, to the Roman Empire. We are continuing in our world conquest today. Quick note on the Iberian struggle as well. So the first thing that we're waiting on is to become involved. We have to hold the title for at least 15 years. The only other thing about this is the Iberian struggle does also have to be in the hostility or opportunity phase. It's currently in the compromise phase, and it may take some time for this to actually move, considering we now hold all of this land ourselves. Assuming we can become involved, though, we will then be looking to take the Roman dominance ending. Now, this is where people have mentioned that our capital actually has to be in Iberia for this to take place. Currently in the tooltip, it is just talking about Thessalonica. We want Thessalonica to be fully Latin and Orthodox anyway, so once we get 18 out of 18 here, if this box ticks and we can become involved, theoretically we should be able to end the Iberian struggle anyway. But if I convert all of Thessalonica and it still doesn't work, we may have to move our capital over to Iberia for a period to actually make this decision. Speaking of moving our capital, it is a very hot topic for us to move our capital over to Rome as well. Now, the thing is, I understand the logic here. Obviously, we are the Roman Empire, and this is the old capital of the original Roman Empire. But from our perspective, we have put so much work into Byzantium over here, and it's also more developed than Rome is itself. I feel like it just makes sense for this to be the capital. It's also somewhat more central of our empire when we begin our expansion over here as well. So for now, I'm going to keep it there. I know some people want me to move it to Rome. I promise at the very least, once we do a world conquest, we'll move it over there to wrap things up. First up on our hit list today is actually going to be Scotland. Should be a relatively easy war. I know I mentioned previously I would like if it was more unified so we could take the whole thing in one, but realistically, I just want to grab the kingdom so I can hand it off to somebody else and they can work on unifying all of this for me. That's kind of going to be our primary goal going forward. To be honest, I'm not going to bother trying to take Leinster by myself. I'm just really hoping that eventually Ireland will go ahead and grab that for us. Although at the moment, Ireland only has 111 troops. That's not great. Over time, this might normalize. If it doesn't, we can always intervene. Leinster certainly won't attack us independently, so we'll keep an eye on things, but the more we can have our vassals expand out for us at this stage, the better. Eventually, down here in Africa, we are also going to want to just try and continuously move around, pick up these kingdoms, hand them off, and then let our vassals do the rest of the work. Because if the entire Roman Empire is going to war over and over again for a single county, that could take quite a while. It may need to be done here and there, but the more our vassals can do it, the better. Once I grab Scotland, though, I'm also going to start our first conquest against Mongolia. King Manus the Hideous here of Mongolia will likely go for one of the empires that's close to us, like the Volga Ural here, and just continue to move across this way. Tehran is actually interesting. I would like to sort of unify our lands here across, but that wouldn't fully do it, and it's not that much land. So I'll probably grab the Volga Ural first, and then we'll keep pushing across that way as well. But up first, it is going to be Scotland. Till death do us part. Oh no, our wife Martha has died of old age at 64. Our soulmate is dead. At least the memories remain. Now, we are going to remarry, but primarily just for inheritable traits. Alliances don't mean a huge amount to us at the moment, and chances are it's either going to cause a problem inside of the realm because we'll make a family too strong, or a problem in our conquest because we'll be allied with somebody that we want to take. We will take this betrothal here, possible congenital traits of intelligent, quick, and robust. It would be amazing if we could actually have another son at this stage of our life, but if it's possible, we'll give it a go. Now, the men-at-arms are all raised and we are sieging down the capital of Scotland over here. Back to our old tricks of just trying to grab somebody important and end the war quickly. Don't know if we'll be successful here. Wait, what is this? My spy master is going to be with grave news. My vassal is plotting against me. Yep, deal with him, deal with him. Now, I've been sieging everything down here, but I've actually found the Scottish army over in Argyll here, so we're going to head over and see if we can get a battle to finish this once and for all. They may even have slightly more troops than us, but every single troop we have here is of elite quality. I think we'll be fine. And we absolutely are, losing 263 men and taking 3,700. Oh, this is interesting. Despotate founded over in Cyprus. So our governor has actually created the kingdom himself. Now, that's honestly fine. I wasn't really making any kingdoms close to home, but the Kingdom of Cyprus is literally the same size as the theme anyway. I have no issues with this. It's a big reason why we want to make sure that all of these themes are evenly spread out in the rest of the realm, because we don't want somebody founding, say, Anatolia or Nicaea here. Now, our vassals have been putting in work over in the Persian Empire. It's actually just a governor of a theme who's taken all of this land for himself. Now, I've granted him the kingdom as a reward. I think he deserves it since he put in all of that work himself. He will need to give some of these lands away, but that's perfectly fine. And we almost have taken all of what would have been the Persian Empire here. Just a few more themes to go up around here, and that is Persia taken care of. After that, we'll be officially moving into some Indian kingdoms over here, getting closer and closer to our world conquest. Oh, hold on a minute. Player heir divorce. Governor Julius has divorced from Baroness Livia. I'm not sure why he's gone and done that, but we will find you a new wife to make sure you marry somebody else with good inheritable traits. You don't actually have a son yet either. Eudoxia here is robust as well as lustful, so a great way to get some more children for Julius here, who's now 42. So our youngest possible son is already 42, and we're still in good health at 64. Continuing signs are pointing to Theodosius here, who's only 26. Starting to have some daughters of his own as well. So many females inside of House Angelos. Almost all of my notifications are around granddaughters instead of grandson these days. One more battle with the Scottish here, and that is us at 100%. Claiming the final kingdom inside of Britannia for ourselves. We have, of course, inherited this holy war that they were defending against. They only seem to have one county, though, so I think if we siege this down, we should be fine. Also, after just talking about how I wasn't getting much grandson, here's one right now. Parthena, again, giving birth to a son here, who is only quick. We would really like to see some more inheritable traits there, but that's fine. We're going to give him the name of Niccolo, symbolizing our hybridization with the Italians here. If the Emperor can give his grandson a Italian-style name, so too can the citizens. There's actually still some tribal holes over in Scotland as well, so we'll feudalize these before handing them off. Now, the lands in Scotland have all been handed away. I can't give the kingdom away yet, though, as we just need to deal with this war, but it should not take us long. In the meantime, we can also now complete our other legend of the conquest of the Empire of Hispania. Now, this legend has given us the ability to demand local submission. Legendary tales of heroic deeds surround me. I am more than a mere mortal now. I'm a living legend, and all must bow before me. I'll have 15 years to access the demand fealty, Cassius Belli. Not really going to be that useful to us, to be honest, but fealty demanded is quite nice. And once again, we will get cooking on another holy legend to continue to evangelize the realm as we expand. Now, we're at 83% in our defensive war with this Jarldom here. The thing that I didn't realize, though, is that it's not just one count, it is all of Iceland up here. Meanwhile, on Q, we're being attacked by another northerner conquest of Novgorod, so I'm going to raise the rest of the army over here to deal with this. We're not going to raise all of them, but we'll just take what we need. There we go. We took Jarl Hastings' son, so we are at 100%. Let's enforce these demands. We're going to hand Scotland off. and then refocus over on the Mongols. We managed to kill one of the armies of the Northern Conquest. Just need to go over here and deal with the rest of them. Now then, the time has come for our first conquest against Mongolia. It's going to be the first. I don't think it'll be the last, but the sooner we can break this up and start creating some of our own kingdoms and vassals here, the more they'll have the ability to expand outwards. You'll see down here in Persia, our vassals continue to expand out because there's so much for them to kind of gobble up here. The issue with Mongolia is because they are one of the few, if not the only, remaining sort of power block, our vassals find them a bit too big to expand into. So we'll deal with them and really just sort of pave the road for our vassals. If we can break all of this up, our vassals will start doing bits over here. Here we go, 23,000 troops. The first time in a long time that the enemy army hasn't just been a joke compared to what we have, but we'll still probably deal with them easily. We have basically twice their numbers. Now then, the siege of Mongolia has begun. I have raised all of my men. We probably won't even need them, but just in case. I did see the Mongol army down here a while ago, another scheme at court, throw them in jail. Now, frustratingly, we've inherited a war over in Iberia against a war of tyranny here, somehow, but either way, I have some mercenaries sent in to deal with this, so it shouldn't be an issue at all while we deal with our war. Now, we have unlocked another dynasty legacy. We've finished bureaucracy, we've finished blood, and we've finished glory. The interesting thing now is, realistically, it's sort of what little bonuses we would like, because there's nothing that we really need at this stage. Heroic Bloodline is interesting. It does give us the ability to gain traits like Saint or Living Legend when completing mythical level legends that we do all the time, but those traits are interesting, but they're not exactly a huge benefit to us right now. I do like customs, even just for the cultural fascination progress boost, because the main thing holding us back really is just tech, so that we can actually build new buildings and whatnot. What we could also do though is go for kin. I think along with blood with better congenital traits, kin helps us make sure that our children get better education, as well as our family getting more disease resistance, and even later on graceful aging, with no prowess lost from age, as well as an increased skills with age. And to be honest, I think I like this one the best, so we'll take Studious Youth for now, giving our dynasty members better education traits. The goal is ultimately to be in a position when we actually finish our world conquest to have a character who is just absolutely ridiculous in terms of traits and stats. We are continuing to siege down absolutely everything that we need in Mongolia here. Their army is down here somewhere. I saw them just a second ago. They're dealing with a different war down here. You'll see this revolt inside of the lands that we're taking is actually a war of tyranny against the Khan as well. So everything is looking good for us here. We'll likely win this war without a single battle fought. Innovations-wise, we've also just unlocked guilds here, giving us the ability to unlock medieval-era economic buildings, as well as another building slot. Now, there are quite a few innovations that I would like here. In particular, I think trebuchets would be extremely helpful. I'm going to grab those next. That'll take 9 years, and after that, we'll likely go for urbanization so we can get another building inside of our estate. There it is. We have won our first war against Mongolia. Not the most hyper-efficient war I ever fought, but to be honest, with the amount of troops we have, it doesn't really need to be. Now, Rome has grown a ton up here to the north, which is great to see. Unfortunately, Mongolia still somewhat borders us in these rather strange ways. It would be fantastic if the War of Tyranny could actually win here, but it does not look like they will with their 832 troops versus 23,000. Either way, we'll see how the situation develops. The good news, though, is that for our next war, we could do for the High Kingdom of Tartaria here, which would be a significant blow to the Mongols and would take us almost fully east. That's a war I quite like, as it'll cut Mongolia in half, severely diminish their strength, and then we can clean up to the north and push south to finish the world conquest. Having said that, there are still some counties down here that our vassals are taking care of slowly, but I think they are going to need some help in Africa here, because I have not seen much movement, and with the amount of kingdoms that are here, it's difficult to really just give them one kingdom and have them take everything. Now, what I am going to do down here is, rather than just going left to right trying to take everything individually, I'm going to try and cut through some of the larger sultanates here, see if we can just sort of start to split some of these lands in half with the Roman Empire, and then let our vassals expand outwards from there, because I just think there's just a bit too many kingdoms here for them to expand, but if we can weaken them a little bit, I think they'll clean up the rest. We're going to start over here in Canum, grab some of this. I would do Yeah, this war, please. I would do Songhai, but the problem is the Empire of Maghreb is just like 2 more counties here. Now, the good news as well is that over here in Abyssinia, the vassals have been putting in work grabbing some of this land. We now have enough land that I can actually create the Kingdom of Abyssinia, and once I hand this away, it should make whoever gets this actual kingdom title the permission to go and grab the remainder of this land in here as well. Meanwhile, our war with Kanem down here is going quite well. Interestingly, they've actually been quite a few allies they've called into this war, but of course it's not enough to deal with the might of the Roman Empire. There we go, the Roman invasion of Kanem is also a success. We will enforce our demands here, and now we are actually starting to cut our way down into Africa as well. After that war, we were actually able to found 2 kingdoms of both Kanem as well as Sau over here as well, so that should enable the vassals down here to get some expansion going. I'm happy to let them grow a little bit oversized down here if it means they'll be big enough to take care of their neighbors as well. Vassals being significantly oversized was something I was afraid of for quite a while in terms of factions and power, but realistically our realm is so vast now it would be very, very difficult for one singular vassal to become a problem. Over in Britannia here, Scotland should work away on the remaining counts over here. Ireland managed to pick up Leinster, which is great to see. I think both Norway and Scotland will work their way over in Iceland as well. Mongolia has broken apart actually around our border here, so our new king over here of Bashkira should get to work on all of that, and we'll keep seeing some expansions over here, as well as obviously what we've just done in Africa as well. So I think in the next episode, we should be able to completely shore up the western side of the map, and our entire focus will be on Mongolia, as well as into India here as well. But we are getting very, very close to finalizing our Roman conquest of the world. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe. A massive shout out to all of our channel members helping to support the channel. If you would like to support the channel, click that join button down below. And as always, a special shout out to our Emperor's Hands tier, Faustbread, Spencer Roberts, and Batch Plays. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.